Hi, I'm Gretel, Customer Success for Comet. In this video, I will walk you through the seed load backup process with Comet. Let's get started. Seed loading is a backup and restore technique meant to make these processes run more quickly for clients with slow internet connection or with large data volumes. In a seed load backup, the initial backup is directed to an external drive connected to the client's device. Once the administrator has the external drive containing the encrypted backup, the data can then be copied directly to the storage destination, which vastly speeds up the initial backup. Subsequent client backups are incremental, building on the data that's already been backed up. It is also possible to do a seed load restore, which is basically the same process in reverse, if you are restoring large data volumes or restoring to an endpoint with unreliable internet connection. We cover the steps to perform a seed load restore in a different video, which is linked below. These are the steps to perform an initial Comet backup through seed loading. Connect an external hard drive to the endpoint to be backed up. Make sure the Comet client software is installed on the endpoint and log in to a user profile on the Comet server. On the Comet client software, click on the ellipsis. Click on Settings. In the Storage Vaults tab, we will create a new storage vault pointing to the connected external hard drive. To do this, click on the plus sign. Click on Custom, then click on OK. You can rename the storage vault here. Click on Next. Click on the plus sign to choose the storage location. Choose Local Path, then click on OK. Here, configure the path of the external hard drive. Click on Next in the following slides, and click on Finish here. You will now see the external drive configured as a storage vault. Click on OK to close the window. Next, run a backup. You will first have to configure the backup type or the protected item in the client software in order to run a backup. Please refer to the guide and video linked below on how to set up a protected item with Comet. In this case, I have set up a file and folder protected item. Click on the protected item and then click on Backup. Click on Next here. Click on the storage options and select the storage vault pointing to the external drive. Click on Backup. And the backup has completed successfully. The hard drive with the encrypted backups can now be sent to the administrator for next steps. Now, we need to copy the seed load to the storage bucket. We will cover this next, starting with copying the seed load to a cloud storage. To start, access the Comet server web interface. This is your main console for managing your devices, backups, and users. Click on Users and access the user profile that the device to be backed up is logged into. Access the Storage Vault tab for this user. Here, you will see the storage vault, which contains the initial backup. We need to add our cloud storage. Click on Add New Vault. I already have my cloud storage set up as a storage template. Storage templates automatically request a storage vault per user, so there's no need for manual configuration whenever a new user is added. You can find out more about storage templates in the guide linked below. If a storage template is not or cannot be configured for your storage type, you will need to click on Custom instead and configure the cloud storage. For now, I'll click on Comet Storage to automatically generate a storage vault. I now have a storage vault that I can back up to, pointing to my cloud storage. Next, click on Admin and click on Advanced Options. Now that advanced settings have been enabled, click on Actions. Choose Edit Raw Profile. Here, locate the storage vault with the seed backup. You can do so using the storage vault name and ID. Then copy the following encryption information. Next, locate the new storage vault pointing to your cloud storage. Replace the encryption information here with the ones that we copied from the seed load storage vault. Click on Save Changes when done. Next, we have to transfer the files from the external hard drive to the cloud storage bucket. Connect to the external hard drive to access the seed load files. You can use a cloud storage browser to transfer your files from the hard drive to your cloud storage. For this video, I am using CyberDuck, which is an SFTP program where I have set up an S3 connection to access my cloud storage. If you are using Comet storage, which is our bundled storage offering, you can get the access and secret keys from your Comet account as shown here. You will also see the bucket name and region in your Comet account. Now that we can browse our cloud storage, we can copy the seed backup from the external drive to the bucket. And the transfer is complete. The succeeding backups can now be directed to the cloud storage. These backups will be incremental and will deduplicate against the initial backup. Next, we will cover the steps to transfer the initial backup from the external hard drive to on-prem storage. First, let us make sure that the on-prem storage is set up properly. In the Comet server, click on Settings and Storage. Configure the on-prem storage here. In this scenario, I am backing up to a local NAS, which I have configured as a storage location through SFTP. Make sure that storage role is enabled as shown here. Click on Save Changes once you have configured your on-prem storage. Please refer to the guide linked below for more information on configuring storage role. Now that the on-prem NAS is configured as a storage location, the next step is to create a new bucket in it. Click on Storage Buckets. This tab will be available when storage role is enabled. Click on Add New. And a new bucket has now been created in my on-prem storage. Copy the bucket information here before closing the window, as we will use this later, and this will only pop up once. Then access the new bucket in the on-prem storage. Connect the external hard drive to your device and access the initial backup. Transfer the initial backup to the new bucket in the on-prem storage. The transfer is now complete. Next, we need to edit the storage vault where our initial backup is stored. Please do not create a new storage vault. We need to point the original storage vault instead to the new on-prem storage. Back in the Comet server, make sure that the bucket information has been saved. Click on Users and access the user profile with the device we are backing up. Click on Storage Vaults. Click on the storage vault with the initial backup. Click on Storage. Click on the plus sign here and change the storage vault configuration from local path to Comet server. This will point to the storage role, where the on-prem NAS is configured as a storage destination. Then click on Save. Here, configure the bucket that we created earlier. Click on Save when done. And click on Save Changes here. The initial backup has now been loaded onto the on-prem storage. Succeeding backups can be directed to the on-prem storage and will deduplicate against the seed load. Before we wrap up, let us run a secondary backup to the cloud storage. In the Devices tab on the Comet server, click on Actions beside the device that you are backing up. Click on Run Backup. Make sure that the storage vault is pointing to the correct one if you have multiple storage vaults set up. Then click on Backup. Click on Job History to check the job status. The backup completed successfully. As we mentioned, it is also possible to do a seed load restore, which we cover in a separate video linked below. And that is the end of this video. We covered the steps to perform a seed load backup with Comet for end users with slow internet connection or large data volumes. Please check out the resources linked below for more information on related processes. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.